What's up everybody, Stress-Free, back again with another video. Here we're going to take a look how a Death Trap Rogue takes on the new Infernal Hordes on the PTR with Season 10. This is probably going to be one of the top builds for Rogues in Season 10. They got pretty much a lot of assistance from the new Chaos Armors, which we're going to take a look around as part of the gear. We're also going to see the new boss fight towards the end. I'll leave the timestamps below so you guys could skip to that if you want to. I'll also have timestamps to the build. Now let's take a look at the gear that I'm wearing. For the helmet, I'm using Harlequin's Crest. It pretty much helps out with the cooldown, most important one. I feel like having a death trap around 9 seconds is pretty much ideal for it to be always spammable. Also, this helps out with kind of your life because we're also going to be using the new perks or powers where you lose half your HP, and it also helps out with the armor pretty much. And plus you get the extra 20% damage reduction and plus for all ranks. Overall, pretty nice for the defensive package that I was looking for. And for the gems, we got dexterity gems. Next we have the chest, another must-have item. This could be also, you could swap this into a chaos one. I didn't really test it out, but you could have this be a chaos version of it. Like over here you have the pants, though you can't have it with Eyes of the Dark because that one's not a chaos variant. But with the chaos variant, you get 36% increased damage for 5 seconds. So you could actually kind of bump up damage with this. But yeah, this is one of the must-have items for this build. Basically, your trap skills now can be thrown. You spawn a death trap every 10 seconds when cast. And plus it bumps up the damage. Here you want to be looking trap damage as your most important affixes. And probably damage reduction from enemies affected by your skills, and damage trapped enemies also. Those three are pretty decent. As for the gloves, now here we're getting into the new chaos stuff. So peaceful boots were boots before, now they became gloves, and you could slot them into the glove section. What's here that's good is you gain the ultimate cooldown reduction, and when you cast the ultimate skill, your next course consumes all your energy and deals 90% increased damage per energy consumed using a cooldown resource 25. So this is pretty nice for preparation, which is over here. And this basically just resets your cooldowns, and every time you spend 75 energy, and grants 15% damage reduction. Next we have, another must-have item is Eyes in the Dark, the pants. Like I said, this could be also swapped out. No, these ones are not available in the chaos variant. So this one's gonna have the slots a must have for the pants. Here you're looking for ultimate damage, of course, that's the best stuff, and probably like damage reduction, I suppose, that's the other one. And you want to have a max unique aspect here, which is that trap deals now 53% more damage and rearm yourself after acting once every 10 seconds. As for the runes, I'm using Yule Mott, and this gives me cast of Dark Shroud, so because we're also going for damage per Dark Shroud, so that kind of helps out with it. So yeah, so this pretty much opens up your package, so you don't have to have the skill on the bar for Dark Shroud. But you could have a way to kind of mix. I haven't really tested it out. That could be a possibility of having replace maybe like concealment with Dark Shroud. Next we have another must-have for this build is a Banished Lord's Talisman, because there's a chance when you overpower it has a 32% chance to reset the cooldown. That's like a really must-have item for this. Plus this one has a little more juice in it. It has 72% increased damage other than the original. Here you're probably looking for more ranks to core skills is one of the best affix hits, and then probably like more overpowered damage, also pretty nice. As for your main hand, you're using a regular legendary one. Here we're going for the aspect is casting an ultimate skill, increases your ultimate damage by 20% and stacks up to 200%. And at 10 stacks, your cooldowns and this bonus reset. That's probably like the best one to have here. And then for the tempers, going for Dark Shroud damage and chance for Death Trap to deal double damage. You want to be hitting either one of those two with Masterworking. Also pretty much here is probably important to have like max life also. As for the amulet, I didn't really find anything good. Like now they cracked out amulets. That one that offer you like malice exploit or frigid finesse. So this one's kind of weak, but still overall it gets the job done. Here you want to look for dexterity as one of the affixes, and the tempers, once again we're going for Dark Shroud, and for Death Trap cooldown, very important. You want to be trying to hit those with Masterworking. As for the aspect, here when you evade or Shadow Step, you drop a cluster of exploding stun grenades. Not really important, but the main one here is your stun grenades deal 68% more damage, while Death Trap now becomes a stun grenade. And next we got, of course, Ring of Starlit Skies. Here you want to try to get core skills as the main aspect. Here you're trying to go for probably and for masterworking on core skills as the main affix. Pretty much self-explanatory. And yeah, I totally skipped the bow runes. And here, like when you cast ultimate skill, casting another skill in basic defense consumes all your primary resources and increase your damage for 100%. Or you can also get the overpower one. I gotta test that one also. And for the weapons, using swords, here we're going for the aspect caltrops, smoke grenades, and death traps. Seems stun grenade benefits. That's probably one of the like most important ones, because it transforms your death trap into stun grenade, and it gets all the benefits, all the multipliers to that. Once again, tempers the usual Dark Shroud and Death Trap chance to deal double damage. For the next weapon, we're going for another sword. Once again, we're going for another aspect that gives stun grenade bonus. Here again, you get your stun grenades deal 45% more increased damage. Here we got double GA on life and critical strike damage. Life's very important because it's pretty kind of squishy. That's pretty much for the gear. Let's take a look at the skill tree. Then we'll go over the Paragon Board. Pretty self-explanatory. Art Seeker. This Force of Air is pretty strong this season also, because I have a chance to execute enemies at 30%. That could be also useful in some builds. Here we're skipping that. We're going for sturdy. We can put on Siphoning Strikes for Leech. We're going for caltrops, enhanced caltrops, and methodical caltrops for the chill and cold damage. Also going for dash. Here we're going for unstable elixir and trick attacks. We're also going for concealment, enhanced concealment, and subverting concealment. Also smoke grenade, we're turning into a poison with subverting smoke grenade. We're also going for poison trap, enhanced poison trap, and subverting poison trap for the extra 20% non-physical damage. And also we have Dark Shroud. This one pretty much boosts our damage, plus gives us damage reduction from all the enchants that we have, all the tempers that we have. Next in the imbuement skill tree, twig, I guess. We're going with Deadly Venom. This probably, I could probably downscale this, but we're looking for alchemical advantage. And we also got Frigid Finesse. Next we got for the ultimate, we got the Death Trap, the main one here. We got Prime Death Trap, we got Supreme Death Trap. We're going for Impetus. Not sure if it's like that strong, but could be. And then we go for, I got Trap Masteries, extra crit. We got Second Wind, Innervation for extra energy regen, and Adrenaline Rush for more energy regen. And I got Unto Dawn. Must have, gives 45% increase damage. And for the key passives, we're going for Momentum. Pretty much helps out with everything. Gives you damage reduction, max energy, energy regeneration, movement speed, and increased damage. Now all that stacks 10 times. Pretty strong for this build. Next, let's go and take a look at the Paragon Board. Starting with the first board, we got Explosive. Pretty strong. I'm gonna put another one in here. So basically this one bumps up your stun grenade to deal more damage, and Death Trap is a stun grenade. Moving on, next board we got is Deadly Ambush, and we're going for the glyphs. Here is Combat, more critical strike damage. Next board we have over here is No Witness, helps out with your ultimate skills to gain more damage. And the glyph we're going with Devious to give the extra percentage bonus to all magic nodes here, especially this one. It's increased damage and ultimate damage. Pretty nice. Next board we have is Eldritch Bounty. Again, 30% more increased poison, shadow, and cold damage. And for the rune we got Ambush. That affects all the trap skills to increase damage. This death traps is a trap skill, so that gets all the multipliers from that. This board, you can try and swap this out into a Vuln board. And for the last one, we got Dance Macabre. We cast a mobility skill, subterfuge skill, again 30% more damage. And here we got Canny. This increases non-physical damage. I think this does shadow damage. Yeah, exactly. So this one has shadow damage. It kind of might get a bump from that. But yeah, that's pretty much with the Paragon boards. And let's go for the new mechanic or the new perks that they added / powers. So we have unique perks here. And the main one that's the best one right now is the Beast Cornered. So for every 10% life you're missing, you gain 20% increased damage and 5% damage reduction. So why is that good? Is that we have basically 50% HP left, and that it boosts your damage by like another 100% because we're missing like 50% of our life. And this synergizes with Marred Guard. And how it works is that with Marred Guard, it drops your life to 50%. So that kind of activates it. And you also get 10% maximum resistance to all elements and 40% armor and 100 increased barrier and 45 regeneration. So this kind of synergizes together. And since you're missing half HP, you get like basically like 100% more increased damage and 25% damage reduction. Very strong. And we also got a special one for rogues, chaotic grenades. Your stun grenades also trigger a chaotic burst, dealing 650 physical damage. Chaotic burst regenerate 5 energy if they hit enemy. Pretty decent to regen your energy, and it also drops like some complementary damage because now your death trap is also a grenade. And the last one we got Accelerating Chaos. Damage enemy has up to 10% to trigger chaotic burst. Enemy dealing 2600 damage. Your chaotic burst that hit the enemy reduce a random active cooldown by 0.5 seconds. Pretty nice also, because you always want to be reducing your cooldowns. This is probably like the consensus best package for Death Trap Rogue, and probably most of the Rogue builds with Beast Cornered and Marred Guard. We'll see how if this stays intact after the official release. Once again, we'll be getting powers, but they changed the perks. Whatever. And of course, for the last thing, we're gonna take a look at the Mercenaries. And I'll go right here. For the 15% resistance, because you kind of have issues maxing out resistance, and you're going for inspiration for extra damage increases. And for the reinforcements, we're going with Piranha, of course, for the Bloodthirst. And you'll link it to your main move, which is Death Trap. That's pretty much it. That's all we have to see. Like I said, this is going to be probably the top build for rogues. Like we're going to see in the video, it clears the Infernal Hordes pretty well. Plus, the pull got buffed when you pull in targets. You got like a 100% more increased pull, so that also helps out to like gather all the mobs. How you're gonna see, like what I'm gonna explain later on during the showcase of the Infernal Hordes, you see how there's like one special one with the goblins, and they give like probably the most Aether, so it kind of helps with like clump them up and gather them up. And that's pretty much it. We're also gonna look at the boss later on. Like I said, I'm gonna have all everything in the timestamps. If you guys enjoy this content, be sure to like, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Now let's get into the Infernal Hordes run. If you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Season 10 content. I'm gonna link some of my other videos. I also usually stream every day. You guys come by and hang out and ask me questions. I appreciate all the support. I'll catch you all in the next one.